So I wanted to make a video after I have watched several episodes of American Greed. I noticed that there's one common theme persistent throughout the television series, and that was that people would put their money into investments that were promised a very, very high rate of return, and not a prospective or a possible very high rate of return, but a guaranteed high rate of return. So people would invest money that was guaranteed an interest rate of 20, maybe even 25%, guaranteed return year over year. If they invested with their friend and they put in a certain amount, or if they recommended other people invest in them as well. And this is typically known as a Ponzi scheme. And it's dependent on having new people come into the pool so that they can pay out the original investors. And the Ponzi scheme, of course, collapsed whenever the person who was running the Ponzi scheme could not find additional people to invest into the pool, and so they run out of money to pay the previous investors. Now, anyway, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I wanted to mention a very simple way to avoid these types of Ponzi schemes, and that is the two main things are: one, there's no such thing as a 25% guaranteed annual rate of return. It's just non-existent. I'm not sure if there's ever been a period of time in U.S. history where interest rates are 25%. If they were, I guess please correct me, but I think that that's impossible. Well, not impossible. I guess it is possible, but the chances of that happening are extraordinarily unlikely. So don't believe somebody if they say that they have a 25% interest rate guaranteed, or even a 20% guaranteed. That's astronomical. I mean, you're lucky to get 1% interest on a savings account, and that's with an online bank. So with this environment, it's just completely unrealistic to expect 20%. And the second one is that as close as you might be to your friends, it is good to make sure that you are putting your money into something that is backed by the FDIC or the NCUA for the case of credit unions. And if not, then it's good to invest it yourself with your own account where you can monitor it, because you never know if that friend is actually your friend and if they can be trusted or not. So just to recap, my two tips on how to avoid Ponzi schemes is: number one, don't believe somebody if they're offering you a 20 or 25% guaranteed rate of return. There's no such thing as a 25% interest rate, at least not in this country, in this environment. And number two is you're always better off managing your own money than giving it to somebody else if you have the opportunity to do so. So be skeptical of people that are offering to help you invest your money, even if they're friends. And always make sure that you ask hard questions and then ask for details and supporting paperwork and documentation so that you don't fall into this trap, because a lot of people are blindsided by the friendship and then they get taken advantage of. So don't fall into that trap.